Welcome to the Education Station, episode 4. With me, I got Shelly Brockman. In Florida, I got fan favorite, and then the only reason I say fan favorite, more so gift favorite, Jeff Goodnow. And today, there we go, another one coming at you guys. Today, we got some pretty good stations, Inbox Chaos, coming in with Be Intentional, and Defining Tactical. So let's get some housekeeping items out of the way first and foremost. And we got a pretty cool announcement, and that is we are now available on the AI Alpha platform. So it's always nice to get on another platform, branch out. But that comes to mind, like how are you going to make sure you get these notifications? And I think that's where Shelly comes in and gives us these little tidy tips to make sure your inbox is in order. Shelly?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of interesting that as an advisor education team, we're talking about how to keep your email inbox clean, but it kind of it's necessary. So one of the things I was thinking about with this conversation around inbox chaos is the most successful advisors that I know are able to kind of differentiate and filter out the noise. And really, when your inbox gets chaotic, it's really hard to see the emails and the notifications that you need and want to read versus the ones where you've ended up on some random list and now you're getting everything under the sun. So just a couple of tips here from us. So we communicate in a few different ways. It's really been streamlined since we launched Insight, and you can check out episode 1 of Education Station if you want to revisit that. But Insight is going to send out these push notifications when we send content, and that does go to the inbox. And it's really simple because you can actually set up a filter to automatically pull those into a subfolder or a label. So it's all about organizing the chaos. I mean, life is still going to be chaotic, but being able to have a level of organization to that. So that's one way, is through these filters. And the other interesting thing that I try to do as much as possible when it comes to those random newsletter subscriptions that somehow I've either ended up on or with or without my permission, and move those to an unsubscribe or even just a for later. So you can send those under I've got mine labeled as subscriptions. So all of my subscription emails that come in, I can go through and say, all right, once or twice a month, just see which ones do I want to keep and which ones do I want to pull out. So this all happened, by the way, because I got an email from an advisor that said, hey, I might be missing some notifications on portfolio updates. So I went back and looked and I was like, well, you are, because you unsubscribed. And he said, well, that makes a lot of sense. So, but when you're in the thrust of just trying to figure out your day, respond to clients for us, respond to advisors, it's kind of easy to actually overlook those. I just came back from vacation time and looking through my inbox, I'm like, all right, I almost missed this email because it was sandwiched in between a whole bunch of other subscription emails.
Well, and Shelly, I want to insert here too. Don't forget that you're giving some great tips on how to handle your overall inbox. Specifically though, don't forget that Insight does have advisor control over whether they get notifications in the Insight system, whether they get email push notifications, and they can do that, manager by manager. So we also offer some controls in that too. I don't want to forget the obvious, even though the general picture is for your whole inbox. And I think that's why it's crucial. These sorts of tips and things, it's easy to miss that there are capabilities, or that we have emergencies apparently in
an advisor calling. An advisor's calling.
There you go. Well, maybe they have a question about their inbox. They can't find it.
Right.
So
we are sorry we are interrupting this podcast, but we have to take this advisor's phone call.
That's a great point on how you control your notifications, whether you're controlling it from your Outlook or your Gmail, or whether you're controlling it within Insight. So the point is, be intentional with how you organize your messages. Don't miss out on the important ones because they are underneath all the noise. So on the topic of intention, Jeff has a few things that we were talking about as a team on just how to give a little bit of space to your day. So Jeff, with that, it's all yours.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And it's funny because some of these things, when we talk about being intentional, one of the items that lends itself to your part of the conversation is having that folder where that's neat that you can put all the stuff in there and then take some time later on to go through and kind of work through it. Maybe that's your Saturday morning while you're having a cup of coffee. Maybe that's your Friday that you don't do meetings until noon. In our case, we tried something new as a company, which was to not have meetings on Wednesdays. Right
I
now, it
love it.
sounds a little funny, but yeah, Chase loves it. It's amazing how hard it is to get any project done when you're interrupted with 3 meetings, 4 phone calls, and there's just a point at which you either get up at 4 in the morning, or in our case, being intentional may mean I'm going to take a little step back, and this is about your mental health. As an advisor, it doesn't matter what your background is. Things can get crazy. We have advisors with, significant others in the hospital. We have advisors that are, having health issues trying to help their kids that something major has happened, right? That's just called life. And our be intentional is really about making sure that you figure out not only to maybe use part of your scheduling capabilities to give yourself some time to go through maybe your inbox, but also separate from that, make sure you schedule time to get away. Chase, I know I said to you the other day, I was like, "Hey, man, you've only taken a day or two off. We're 3 or 4 months into the year. Go spend time with your dog. Spend time with Henley. I'm sure Savannah would like to, see you once in a while. All right, don't just work. Don't forget to use some of the time off that we want to have. Keep yourself from just basically avoid burnout." And so that's the simplest message that I can relay is be intentional, not only with your time to help clients. That's what we're all here for, right? But just make sure that you're taking time to be intentional with your own mental health, your own, we want you to be fired up when you're out there talking to clients, as do you. And so, sometimes that means you have to step away, you have to go fishing, you have to go for a walk, you have to do whatever, or in this case, schedule some time to get away, whether that be on a periodic basis, or just make sure you don't blow through half the year and all you've done is work, 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 work. So it's a little bit of an odd message, I must say, but it's something that is important to me because I had somebody ask me the other day, kind of the same thing. Like they literally just stopped and said, well, actually it was Manish. She's like, "How are you doing?" And I thought that was really appropriate. And I appreciated that because sometimes we do need to stop and maybe ask our business partner or our teammate or whatever, "Hey, how are you doing?" Don't be afraid to step away and schedule some time for that. So there you go. On that note, there's not a real great segue here, but the important part is it's time to move on to another message, another station, and that is defining tactical. So
Well, I was
Chase,
gonna insert something in there real quick,
go
Jeff.
for it. Go for it, man.
To me, both those things are summed up as being proactive. Take that
Yeah.
5-10 minutes out and make sure your inbox is in order. Make sure you're scheduling these days out so you're not in the midst of things and throw your hands up like, I got to get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
be proactive in these things and make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, whether it's the intraday or on the grand scheme of things. I think just taking those 5-10 more minutes per day, just in the morning, make sure you have everything in line in order to attack the day and be the most efficient way possible. I think that goes a long way.
Yeah,
And then
that's
I
a good
did have a
point.
segue.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to throw this in here, kind of stomp on me, Jeff, but I'll let this one slide. But that is, one thing not to be proactive and is essentially is trying to time a tactical manager. That can just set yourself up with a very, very
Yeah.
just inefficient way. It's going to cause a lot of more chaos than you really need to do. Granted, you need to be proactive when you're doing your due diligence. Make sure you trust the people you're working with. But other than that, let people play to their strengths. Let people work on what they're best at doing. And I'm not saying we're going to be the best in every case scenario, but that is the nature of tactical. What tactical is not, it's not voodoo magic. People like to look at it both ways. People say, I don't deal with tactical. That's voodoo magic. It doesn't work. Other people
Wait. Hold on, Chase. You mean this is not a magic 8-ball? You don't like grab it,
it is
shake it, and
not.
then have the answer. Like this is the bottom of the market. Oh,
Well,
okay. Hold on. No, let me shake it again. Oh, it is the top. Is it the top of the market? Can I get out now and save all my profits? Yes, it's the top of the market.
That's the other side of things. People just
no
think,
magic 8-ball.
someone or something out there has all the answers in the world. Well, if that's the case, everyone's going to be flooding to that. So you got to look at it with a grain of salt. Everything's a happy medium, I think, in life. And you just gotta find that balance and just realize, nothing is as worse as it is, or nothing is as good as it is. So just finding that happy medium is certainly something that I think can go a long way when reviewing tactical strategies on a day-to-day basis. And I was having a conversation with an advisor today, and he said, sometimes I feel like I'm a DJ out there playing, just different melodies to advise our clients. And like, hey, that's one thing we're not. We're not DJs. We do not know the playlist. We do not have the capability of throw something new at you. Let's say there's a slow song, a slump in the market. We don't have that capability. Just let's get this party ripping and let's get right back out there. We cannot predict the future. So I think that's a pretty weird off analogy, but hey, we're on the education station. Normally like to think of trains, but this time we're throwing to a radio station. And with that, I'm going to throw it over to our DJ, Jiggity Jeff, to sign us out today.
Oh, baby. If you're gonna do the train, you gotta own it. Chugga, chugga, chugga. Chew, chew. Chugga,
There's your
chugga,
Jeff.
chugga.
There's your
Chew,
Jeff for
chew.
today.
There you go.
Fan favorite.
Jeff. No, it's not peanut butter. It's a
Jeff.
GIF.
Jeff. It's a Jeff.
With that, we
All
gotta
right.
get out here before we embarrass ourselves. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. See you guys in the next one.
All right. Ciao.